Welcome to this demonstration of MCS Setup, the configuration tools. We find the program at the desktop of Windows. The program will check a lot of files and the accessibility of the SQL server. This system is an IHM Flexible. Now we can choose the number of radio panels and operators. If I choose 4 radio panels and 3 operators, which is the maximum, and then 1 more radio panel, I get a warning. 5 radio panels, 3 operators, that is 11 RTP streams, and the maximum is 10. I reduce the number of radio panels to 3 and the number of operators to 2. Now I can choose the MSI function, which also require 1 RTP stream. I mark the PBX, personal replay, and ATIS call ID. I also mark allowed delete of personal replay and set the minimum volume to approximately 50%. That's for the operators. Next, I get a warning. If I got Sailor radios at the system, please turn them on. Then the system are able to see the radios and assign them an IP address. In this system, I got 1 Sailor radio, now with this IP address. Now we are at the radio setup for the first radio. I can give it a new display name. I will call it Sailor VHF. I can give it a new color if I want. The IP address for the gateway for this radio. I can choose always listening. Then I'm not able to put this radio into standby mode. Now I have to choose the type of the radio, a Sailor VHF, and then turn off the radio. Then the system knew which radio you want to connect as radio 1. I turn the radio off now. I can select if the radio is also used as a DSC radio, and then enter the MSI number 219.99999. New radio is used if you have to replace a Sailor radio at a system, and I will show channels later. Next, radio 2. For radio 2, I choose a Theta radio, here at the display name. Panel color, IP address, always listening and so on is the same as for radio 1. The type I choose, Motorola Theta. DSC is not possible for this type of radio. Talk groups. I have to define the talk groups. They can be imported from a CSV file or enter directly here. The first one is, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I give this an alias of crew 1 and then new, and the second 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and an alias of crew 2, and then OK. Next, for radio 3, I choose a Tate base station, writing Tate radio at the display name, and again panel color, IP address and so on we just leave. The type, I choose Tate TB 8100. Channels. Here we can define which channel we want to be included in the system. As default, they are all chosen. It's the same for Sailor radios. Next, operators. Oper 1. I can give this an alias Copenhagen 1, and for this one I do not want to use PC audio. Next, Oper 2. I will give it the alias Copenhagen 2, but for this one I want to use PC audio. Next, here I can enter the alias for the MSI number in the system. It will be the same alias for all radios in the system with this MSI number. I will call it Copenhagen. Next, now we have completed the setup of the entire IHM Plug and Play system. I press Finish and the system will save the data, and after a restart, the new data will take effect.